Hello, we're still talking about accepting and processing rejection. I want to read a definition, one definition of acceptance or to accept. To accept means to agree to take something or consider something as satisfactory, reasonable, or it's true. It gives an example that it says here that a person accepted a job. They were offered a job, or maybe they applied for the job, but they considered it reasonable, satisfactory. It says she, so she may have liked the job, number one, when she applied for it, or whether she was offered it. She was satisfied with the conditions. She found it reasonable what she was offering, what was being offered as a salary. She believed it was true, and she therefore accepted the job. What about when it comes to things that might be difficult? We talked earlier about, and I think to myself, man, only if Cain had accepted what God had instructed him to do. He became jealous, he became angry and hateful. Unfortunately, but only what would have been for the life of Abel if he had been allowed to live. It's his brother. I can only imagine, his brother probably had no idea that his own brother was going to rise up and take his life. God had even told him when Abel had presented his offering, God accepted it. When Cain did it, God didn't. And God said, why the long face? If you will do right, do this the right way, I'll accept it. He was advised, admonished, and encouraged on what to do. And still, he would not let go. We talked about letting go. Let go of how he felt and been humble. And said, God, I'm sorry. Lord, I'm sorry. You're right. My dear brother hasn't done anything wrong, and yet I'm hating him. I'm jealous of that you accepted his offer and not mine. And he could have, if he had just had that transition of his heart, perhaps the story would have read different, which is a lesson to us. We have to watch our feelings and our emotions. Yes, we can be disappointed. Yes, we can cry about something that didn't go our way. But hopefully over a period of time, we learn to become better at it, how to manage it. I'll read these 4 things, and we're going to look at this more in some other videos. According to this art journal, the Ithaca Journal, this was published in 2017, they say the 4 stages of acceptance when it comes to difficult things is resistance, resignation, acceptance, and then embracing. Like the final stage. Boy. It says when we can start by viewing acceptance as a journey, a progression of evolving perspectives and attitude towards a situation, considering the following phases may be helpful. So they're suggesting by considering the stage of resistance, resignation, acceptance, and embracing may help us to be able to cope with when we're being told no, when the answer is no. I've seen a boxing match once where the guy just couldn't accept that he lost. He clearly lost the fight. I'm not a boxing judge, but to me, he by all accounts, he was outpointed and outgunned. He lost the fight, and he refused to accept it. It took him a while. Perhaps we know he probably trained really hard. He thought for sure he got the best of him. Even his own corner had to try to hey, you need to, chill out. You lost. So it took him a while. And I'm sure he put in a lot of hard work and in a lot of emotion and effort. So it's hard sometimes to accept when we're rejected, when we're lost, when we lose, actually. So we want to look more into this. And like I said, only if Cain had listened to the counsel of God, we might be reading a different story. I'll share another story with me where I went through a stage similar to that in terms of something that I had to accept. And we'll look at that in our next video.